Live.
All right, welcome to the number one Bengals podcast. I'm your host, Dadio. As always, I'm joined by Dr. Hodgie, the Electric Ismoji, and John Sheeran. And if you have not been following the news, and I don't mean the Bengals news, I mean the national news, you might not know that John Sheeran was invited to Paul Brown Stadium to reveal the Bengals' new uniforms. Now,
Right.
John wrote a very good piece on it that you can check out on Cincy Jungle, and please
Right.
do that. But we want to get the truth out of him today, what really happened. So I'm trying to put the pieces together from your article, okay?
Mhm.
And you say that the way that they chose the people that came to Paul Brown Stadium to try on the new uniforms, to pose, to play football, to I don't know, to eat sausages. I don't remember the
Take
rest.
bubble
The way
baths.
that they, yeah, is that they, when the new uniforms were leaked on Twitter or eBay, however you want to think about it, they were worried and they're like, how do we control the narrative, right? How do we make sure that people like, how do we convince them that they like the uniforms? Basically, that's what you're writing. And so they chose 6 fans who were prominent on Twitter who said good things about the uniform, right? And so you're like, okay, so they searched Bengal's new uniform or whatever, and they found these guys.
Right.
Okay, fine, that's clear.
Yeah.
And then they
Then
chose
John
John Sheeran.
Sheeran.
So that's my question. So
Yeah. Why not
they
us?
just no. They chose John Sheeran,
I
and
look great
then
in orange.
they invite John Sheeran to this event to Paul Brown Stadium,
Yeah.
and Elizabeth Blackburn is chatting with you the whole time. I think, right?
All time.
And yeah, John, I'm just trying to see what are you up to?
Do you think there's some hidden agenda going on here? Because I'm pretty sure you just explained everything that happened very cohesively.
Yeah, he just basically set out the timeline. You see, John, as you know, Dadio is a conspiracy theory addict. And so he's going to find a conspiracy theory in pretty much anything that happens. Now, I don't know where he's going with this, but, is this like a Pizzagate type thing that he's trying to set up? I'm not quite sure, but I'd like to hear him out because I always find his conspiracy theories impressive in their stupidity.
Well, okay. Are the Bengals, John, are they getting free advice about the draft from you? Is that what's going on here?
They would never get free advice from me. I would always charge.
Yeah, plus, I mean, I love John and all, but don't they have guys that they already pay for that?
Right. I mean, that's just cost and effectiveness. So,
Yeah.
What happened was in March, there was some bozo from Florida, now looking at a certain puppet here, that has a connection with the Nike manufacturer, and he has no idea about what New Jerseys are. He doesn't know anything about the NFL. He's just trying to make a quick buck. So he gets his hands on a crap ton of these new Bengals jerseys. Again, he doesn't know that they're new. He doesn't know anything about them. He doesn't know that they haven't been released before. He puts them up on eBay to sell, just like a regular bootlegger would. Someone takes a screenshot of the jerseys. They become leaked, and then the Bengals are trying to track down this guy. He finds out he's in legal trouble because, again, he's, unbeknownst to him, selling unreleased jerseys. But at this point, everybody knows what the black and orange jerseys look like. And there are polarizing opinions about them. Do they look good? Do they not? Like, these look terrible on this hanger in this dimly lit apartment. That's not. It looks like it's wrinkled. It hasn't been ironed yet, or all this different stuff, right? So there are opinions about, oh, this looks terrible. This is going to look bad. But there were some people who said, hey, you know what? When these are on the players and when they're on the field, these are going to look a lot better than what you're seeing right now. Right. And that's what the Bengals found out on Twitter when they searched. Like, they wanted to know what the feedback was. And when they found that those 6 fans who supported them, despite this travesty happening to them, they wanted to repay that support by inviting them in a very secret invitation. I might add, they phrase it as a sort of a focus group type of situation where they would invite them into the stadium to give them, whatever it was. And it ended up being they got to see the jerseys before anyone else, and they got to try them on, and they got this whole experience and recognition from the team saying, thank you for having our back when we were panicking. We didn't know what to do. And because there was that positive response for them, they were able to continue throughout their original plan and their original release timeline.
How did Florida man get that picture and the jersey? How did he have access to it? Do we know?
He must have known someone. So like the jerseys are manufactured in wherever Nike makes the jerseys or
Right.
whatnot. And he has a connection
A
with
sweatshop.
whoever
probably.
works there. Yeah. So he has a
Yeah.
connection there, and then he pays for those jerseys, and then he resells them on eBay.
You know, I think the real story here is the importance of Bengals Twitter to Bengals culture, because I don't think every NFL team has that. That Twitter is such a major part of fandom. I mean, there are other Twitter. I mean, I know Brown's Twitter is pretty active too.
Yeah,
but
well,
Bengals Twitter to
John
me
just
seems
said,
like a real exceptional thing,
John-
right? Because all the influencers, the major influencers, they were Twitter people.
Well, John just said, yeah.
John
just
disagreeing
said
with
it
me,
was
John?
like a focus group. No, can you hear me? Am I? Yeah.
I can hear you.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say, John just said it was like a focus group, but
Right.
it was a free focus group because it was on Twitter. Focus groups cost a lot of money.
No,
So
no, you
Yeah.
got
It was
it all wrong, man.
it wasn't an actual focus group. That's just
it
what
was
they
like a
like.
one.
Look,
Yeah, it's
look,
like a free one.
Dadio.
Yeah.
You're seeing it completely in a negative light. But look at it like this, man. Most teams wouldn't have invited anyone.
That's
They
exactly
brought
right.
they brought these guys out. They treat the fans like family. They spend all this time with them. I mean, that's kind of a big deal. That shows that they care about the fans. Most teams, when they come out with a new uniform, they just come out with a uniform. That's it. Here's the picture. Go buy it. I thought this was really a cool gesture. And we got to see the people we love. And the coolest part is that our own John Sheeran was wearing number 9. That was the coolest thing. I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, who gets to be Burrow?
Yeah.
And of course, it's John.
Of course, it's John. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the brains behind the whole thing.
He's
But
the brains.
so guys,
He's a cancer.
Yeah, a cancer
You know.
in the terms of the not. Yeah, he's a very good addition to our show. So you
No.
mean
I don't
cancer
mean he's
exactly,
no. I mean, he's a cancer sign. So people
Right.
love him. He's a water sign. So people
Right.
take to him. He has a smoothness about him that people
Yeah.
are drawn to.
Well, you know who else people are drawn to is former Saturday Night Live alum
Oh,
Luke
yes.
Null, who is going to join us right now to talk about the new uniforms.
Luke, welcome.
Yo,
Luke.
what up?
Hey, Luke.
What up, my
Ooh.
sweet
Yeah.
puppet boys and John?
Whoa,
Which
Luke.
I honestly, I'm not sure if John is also a puppet. If so, it's
Theories
really
have
masterful
theories are
craftsmanship.
being passed around. Luke, is that
Yeah.
where you take your headshot? I love the black light in the back, the studio lighting you have there.
Currently, I just came back to Cincinnati because my parents are double vaxxed,
Oh.
so I can't kill them anymore. So I was like, I'm gonna come visit them. So this is our guest room in my basement. Really good stuff. Really learned a lot about myself down here.
I
Yeah,
I
this is
love
where
the
the family
lighting.
computer
I
was.
love the Tron. You have the kind of Tron lighting going on. Makes you a very beautiful setup there.
I shoot for Tron. I shoot for Tron.
Yeah,
And I
Tron.
miss and I land
That's
among the
high
stars.
standard. Yeah.
So, guys, look, we're talking about the new uniforms. I said
Yeah.
I was the first person to say how good they looked. Remember,
They're
I
great.
told
They
Emily
look great.
Parker. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you could tell, you could see the sign of relief on her face
Right.
when I said it was good. They decided to roll with them, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We're not going to. Yeah, we're not good.
When
we're
it
not
comes
gonna
to
rub
all
that in.
things
But
fashion, Dadio first.
yeah, look, see, I'm the only one who's actually dressed for the occasion of doing.
What are you
it. So that's
talking about? Are you not seeing the tigers on my shirt?
The
Yeah,
beautiful
did you
stuff.
not see
not-
that I'm wearing a
Oh,
pancake shirt?
pancakes! Wow.
This is not a fashion show.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Bengals were considering putting this pancake stack on instead of the Paul Brown signature in the collar. They almost
Yeah.
put a pancake stack.
wow.
That
Well,
makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, because
yeah.
that is a very, by Cincinnati standards, that's a very nutritious breakfast. It's
Right.
something that we
It's
should
one
all
of the food groups here.
take
better than
notice of.
eating
Yeah.
Yeta. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Our state bird is
So-
ranch. I bought a jersey right away. I'll say it. As
Yeah,
soon as they
that
came
was what I was
out, I'm
gonna
like,
What
ask.
color? Wait, Luke. What color?
so
And which player?
I was debating. Usually I will treat myself to usually I go a jersey per year, right? And then I
Right.
kind of look back on my jersey collection, and that usually whoever I decided to get that year, it will remind me of the sadness of that year and about
Right.
how it was a bummer. Like one year I got a John Ross, I got a number 9 John or a 15. What was his first number? I got his
15.
first number, and I was like, why did I do this? Why did I think this was going to be good? But I got the new black home jerseys. I got like the limited edition Higgins jersey.
Higgins.
Yeah. So how about you, John? Who's your first jersey going to be?
Oh, I actually didn't get one. I was able to get one for a family friend, and I gave him a black Burrow jersey, but I did not get one.
I wanted to get a Bates. They did not have a Bates.
They're not going to have Bates until like September, I think, because they started producing them back in like October, and it takes a while for them to get all through.
I can't wait to get my Sewell jersey.
So Hodgie's going to get a Sewell, yeah.
You're going to customize that?
Yeah, why not? Panini Sewell.
So yeah, I am going to wait a little bit to get my jersey. I like to get. So here's the thing. I like to get jerseys.
Are they going to make these in McCarran, or is that over with?
Well, that's what I was going to say. See, I like to get jerseys of players who are no longer on the team. Like last year, I got the Jeremy Hill jersey. This year, I'm getting a Ryan Finley of the old uniforms. And yeah,
some men just want to watch the world burn.
I need to ask you a question. And excuse me, John and Luke, this will just take a second. I was reviewing the files. Now, as our fans know, our show is distinct in having both a Hall of Fame, the Dadio and Hodgie Hall of Fame for Bengals players, and also having a Hall of Shame. And I was looking through our files to see who was in the Hall of Shame. Of course, Jeremy Hill is in the Hall of Shame. Carson Palmer, Hall of Shame. Makes sense. And I came across a name in the Hall of Shame that surprised me. Chris Collinsworth. Why is Chris Collinsworth in the Hall of Shame, Dadio? Why would we do that? I don't even remember putting him there, poor guy.
Why would you put Carson Palmer in the Hall of Shame?
You can talk to Daddy about that. He felt very strongly.
He's actually been inducted. He's been inducted 3 times as a Bengal, as a Raider.
So it takes. There are two members in the committee of the Hall of Fame and Shame. It's me and Dadio. We vote. Yeah. One vote gets you into either one.
Sure.
But if you get a Hall of Fame and a Hall of Shame vote, then it goes into committee. It's very complicated, and we play hopscotch. Whoever wins, that's the person who gets to pick which one they go in. But they still couldn't get it, Daddy. Why Chris Collinsworth in the Hall of Shame?
Collinsworth, he doesn't really support the team on national TV the way he should.
Right.
That was my issue.
I feel like pretty much everyone other than Boomer shits outright on the Bengals on TV. Yeah. And I think it's one of those things where I think that's fair. I think like Carson Palmer being mad and demanding to leave, I think in the moment I was like, screw this guy, get out, But then now years later, looking back, I'm like, I totally get why he was upset and why, you know what I mean? Like, I can't judge him for not wanting to waste his time.
Well, he did try to convince Burrow not to play in Cincinnati.
Well, that's a rumor, part of that, unsubstantiated.
What are we talking about? I thought we were here for the jerseys.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the jerseys. So I was just saying, guys.
We're off-roading. We're off-roading.
Yeah. We are riffing. And speaking of riffing on your current sunglasses, or the experiences you've had with sunglasses, losing them, breaking them, having them just melt in your hands on a hot summer day.
That doesn't happen. Please don't pronounce it the wrong way.
Yeah. It's time to make your outdoor experience better with, and I received a note about this. I'm going to say it correctly. Kanan sunglasses. Yeah. Kanan sunglasses are made exclusively with polarized lenses for optional clarity.
Optical.
They're made.
It's optional. It's optional.
No, it's optical. Optical. Do you know what polarized means, Dadio?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Not like
cold.
a polar bear. No, not the polar bear. I knew you were going to say that. Not the polar bear. Okay. Has nothing to do with the ice caps. Go ahead.
Okay. They're made with Japanese optics that make their lenses clearer, lighter, stronger, and Italian handcrafted frames that are impossible to scratch. Yeah. So use the exclusive code KananCast15 at Kanan.com to receive 15% off your first pair.
Spell it.
KAENONCAST15. Kanan, clearly better. That's all I was trying to say when you mentioned the riff. I thought of that.
We got it.
What I want to say, what I want to say is that I am all for waiting to buy the jerseys for the appropriate price. So
I don't think they go down.
No, you have to give your money to the NFL because it's such a nice organization.
Yeah.
And they're so sweet to their players too.
Yeah, especially poor Kaepernick.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hey, if there's anything that the players have earned, it's after spending their careers, melting their brains out of their ears, we cannot give them health insurance anymore. So we must give them our money, and we have to do it quick.
Talk about being vindicated. It's like poor Kaepernick was like, "Hey guys, I think police brutality is a problem," and everybody's like, What are you talking about?" And then like 2 years later, we're like, "Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a huge
Yeah.
problem. If
Yeah,
only
he
we
was-
had
he was-
listened to Kaepernick."
Yeah.
Don't worry, that
But
one
so
cop
let's-
got in trouble, so everything's fixed, guys. It's
Yeah,
all
let's hope
done.
so.
Bengals
Let's
to the
hope
Super Bowl this year.
I don't.
But
think
look,
it's gonna
the
happen.
Bengals are changing their image. And one thing I've gotten out of this whole thing is they don't like when you say negative things about them.
No more negativity. That's the note we got.
Good vibes
So,
only.
guys-
DNH Sports, all positive.
No more
all the
negativity.
time.
No more negativity.
Nothing.
Can I clarify something?
Yeah.
When I say that Mike Brown is cheap, that's
Uh-oh.
not being negative because I am cheap. It's like when Hodgie says, for instance, that Glenn Close recycles her own, human waste,
which,
and uses it
which
as a
we
power
both do
source.
together.
And that's a
Yes.
compliment to Glenn.
Or like joking Phoenix, only uses like fruit that falls off
Joaquin.
a tree on its own. Yeah.
Joaquin.
And I'm like, that is weird and disgusting. But Hodgie, when he says it, he means it
Right.
with good intentions. It's
Yeah.
the same thing when I'm talking about Mike Brown being cheap.
When
I
you
think
say
being
thrifty,
cheap means
you
Thrifty,
change the
yeah.
terminology.
Frugal.
You know what
yeah.
Economical.
I mean, do you guys remember that documentary? Do you remember that documentary about Ben Franklin with that mouse and how smart he was and how he founded America because he was
Time
cheap?
out.
That is
that
yeah.
was a cartoon. That was not a documentary. Okay.
I mean? No, cartoons
There's
are
a cartoon.
documentaries. And
Well, they are to him. They are to Dadio's level of
Yeah.
right.
You can have
Yeah.
cartoon documentaries. I just hello,
I agree.
Hodgie. We are 20 something century. Yeah. Look,
The Rescuers
what I'm
Down
trying to
Under
say.
is a famous expose of
I
Right.
didn't know
Australian
that. See,
wombat
Right.
poaching.
The underbelly of Australian crime. Yeah, everybody. Yeah.
but what I'm saying, guys, what I'm saying is, this country was founded on cheapness, and that is why I did. But look, because for John's sake, okay,
John.
because they treated John, they treated our
our
baby,
golden boy. Our golden boy.
golden boy. They treated him with the dignity and the respect he deserves.
Right.
So I am going to
They gave him
stop.
the number 9.
They gave him the number 9. And once they saw the jerseys look good on John, they were like, maybe they will look good on the players too. They don't have the physique of John, but it's
John,
something
you kind
close.
of look like a football
Yeah.
player. You're
I
a
mean,
big boy.
You do.
At
You're a
the end
big
of the
boy.
day, though,
Very tall.
if the stereotype is that Mike Brown is cheap or whatever it is, then redesigning the jerseys is like the best thing that the Bengals can do for an easy cash grab. I'm surprised that they're not releasing a new jersey for people to buy as often as they possibly can. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Right.
Don't get me
Well,
wrong. I was
the
ready for
old
a
me-
redesign, and I think
Yeah,
they're
the
cool.
old me
my-
would have said paying the graphic designers would outweigh the cost of buying new uniforms when your team's not that popular. But the new Dadio would never say that. That I'm not going to measure the Bengals, their moves by finances anymore. I'm just not going to do that.
Hey,
You
we've
can't
been
get me to
spending
do it,
money.
Luke.
We've been
Yeah.
spending money in free
Yeah.
agency the last 2
We
years.
have.
These Zach Taylor Bengals, we go out and we buy people that immediately get injured and don't contribute to our team at all. We like to spend, baby.
Yeah.
We like to spend and not get anything in return.
You're really not compromising on that middle name of yours, Luke.
Yeah.
I like to speak the truth, baby. I want to get all these players. I want to let them cash a paycheck, and I do not want to see them take the field.
Okay. So look, before we embarrass ourselves further, because we know the whole Bengals organization is watching, John, why don't you say something that doesn't make us look bad?
Action. Smart it
Well,
up.
I was curious about you guys' opinions on the jerseys. That's why you guys created the show in the first place. I thought that's what the whole point was when we've talked
Well,
about
I
everything
already-
but the jerseys.
I
Yeah. Stay
already
on
said
topic,
that.
Dadio.
Well, okay. I already said I love the jerseys, John. You remember? I
Which
said
jersey do
that-
you like? Which
I like.
pants do you
Look,
like? Which
I like
combo?
this. They were too crowded and complicated before.
Mhm.
All the
Right.
different lines and all the different colors.
I hate
And
lines and I hate colors.
The B,
Get rid of 'em.
the B. Like,
Yeah.
what does the B even stand for? Bengals.
B is a
Does that
Bengals.
start with a B? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
But nobody else knew that, and it
Well, we all
it
knew
didn't
that.
look good.
Yeah.
And the newest
I thought-
stripes, they're much
yeah.
bigger. You can
Bigger
you can
stripes.
see them from far. Like people like me that are nearsighted, I can see the stripes now.
Yeah.
And they look more like football jerseys
Yeah.
instead of, Halloween costumes or something.
What?
And then also I
yeah.
like the new orange. I like the orange. I don't like the
I do too.
neon orange. I like the darker,
blood orange.
angry, jungly orange. Yeah.
What do you think of those white orange pants, though?
I'm okay with
I was
it.
I was indifferent in the beginning when I first saw them, but I'm coming around to them now. I think they actually do look good with the orange and black jerseys.
I was about to say, I feel like if I'm seeing it paired up with something, I might like them more. But just seeing the picture of that orange jersey, I was like, this seems incomplete. This seems like they needed to turn something in last second.
It has a very modern, chic aesthetic, the new jersey. I really like it. I like the numbers, the font for the numbers. That 9, that those numbers, the way they curl up like a World War I handwritten letter from France, you know. I really like that.
When you guys heard that the Bengals were redesigning their jerseys and stuff, did you immediately think, like, I immediately jumped to, like, how are we going to have, like, digital alarm clock numbers like the Tampa Bay redesign? I'm like, what's the worst possible things we can do? And just jam all that in. And I was pleasantly surprised that was not the case.
Exactly. I like this classy, modern kind of, it's almost like a Calibri font kind of thing going on. I really like the numbers.
Yeah.
I like the simplicity. I disagree with you, Dadio. I thought the old uniforms were among the best in the league, and now they're better. So what are you going to do? I mean, they're really great.
I don't even know what other uniforms look like. I'm just comparing them to other Bengals uniforms. And the last ones, in my opinion, were the worst Bengals uniforms.
Wow.
That's my opinion.
I disagree.
The preview before this one, especially when you consider the best uniforms were right before that, the 97 to 2003 with the tiger on the side. Those are the best ever. And so they take that and they downgrade significantly. But now, you know, I'm just happy they didn't put like a SpongeBob memes on the side and try to appeal to the
I would have been cool with like a doodle bob. A doodle bob on the arm would have been pretty rad.
I'm happy with the way it is, really. I really do like the
Was it Goodberry on Twitter that posted like a zoomed in on the Bengals, like that they had like the option for the jumping tiger? And I was like,
so all right, so let's clear the air there. Those were concepts that they were considering, but nothing that was on that picture or around that is what they're doing or is in their plans.
Right. Why? I wonder why print that off and have it like sitting adjacent to the New Jersey then? You know, it's like, we want people to see that these are things we're not going to do. It's like, okay.
But, yeah, like that whole room was like designed as like a museum, I guess, of like the whole process. So there were classified renderings of what the jerseys could have looked like that we weren't allowed to show, but that was basically like a physical representation of everything that they considered and everything that came into the process.
It's kind of like
I'm really happy. I'm really happy they didn't do the white tiger thing, because as we've talked about on the show, a white tiger is not a healthy tiger. It is a mutation, and they do not live long lives, these white tigers. They're in high demand because they look quote unquote cool. Well, imagine being in constant pain the way a white tiger is. That's not cool.
Or a Bengals.
Yeah. Or a Bengals fan. We are basically the white tigers of the NFL. It's true.
Guys, okay. That's not the kind of vibe I'm going for anymore.
Good vibes only. Good vibes only.
Good vibes only. Yeah.
Good vibrations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excitations.
But okay. So I think we can honestly say, like John said, I think it's a lack of imagination and the kind of the nature of social media world, where people saw that orange one on the hanger and bad lighting, not wrinkled. The guy didn't even have a tie on, whoever was wearing it. And it was just very sloppy. And then we see them on our beautiful, beautiful players, of course, and John. We see them wearing them, and they're running around gloriously, catching footballs. And everybody all of a sudden is like, I love these things.
I love
like
this.
This is why we have them making decisions and not us. Because if it was up to us, honestly, have you seen some of the designs that people propose? They look like cat scratches or something for the tiger stripes, and it looks there were some weird ones out
social
there.
Media team
and
did
Hodgie wanted them to wear Hodgie wanted them to wear like the makeup and the fur and the whiskers, you know, from the
Full
Cats movie and.
Right.
Yeah.
I wanted to do an homage to the Bengal tiger with full makeup, go more cat, so to speak.
Go full cat and kind of.
I want to change it from a roar to
have a butthole. Have to edit out the buttholes. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't know if buttholes will pass NFL standards, but if they do, what is a tiger without a tiger butthole?
Here's what I think is kind of BS,
tiger,
though, because I feel like so many fans and stuff were like flooding Twitter being like, is a throwback jersey or something like that? Is it one of the old looks on the table? And I know that they came out and they're like, maybe in the future, but not this year. It's not really something we're going to do. What I think is weird is like people were griping about the helmet, and like they came out and they're like, the NFL's very stringent rules about making sure we only have one helmet. But then I'm like, there are other teams that do throwback jerseys where their helmet changes. Like
So the difference with
Well,
that,
I think, yeah,
it's not
can-
it's not an NFL issue. It's actually a player's safety issue. So what the
Yeah.
rule is that
they
they can't
use
alter.
leather helmets from the 19 teens.
No.
anymore?
What they can't do is they can't change the shell. So I talked to
Yeah.
Emily and Elizabeth about this and said, did you guys want to like actually paint the stripes instead of having like those stickers on them so you could actually paint it white? And they said they didn't want to do that. So the teams can only use one helmet and they basically paint over the actual shell. If there wasn't that rule for player safety, the Bengals could also have a white helmet where they wouldn't have to paint over it.
No white
Right.
helmet.
But
White
what
helmet
about
means
like
white
the
tiger.
Green Bay Packers where they have the all blues and a blue helmet?
That's paint. I think that's just paint.
That's pain. Yeah.
Well, then why aren't we fucking doing that? I'm sorry, I'm dropping
He just
a hard
no.
attitude.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be angry, Luke. It's okay. You are
It's
just
okay to be
speaking the
angry.
truth. Yeah. It's okay.
Well, it just seems like a non reason to be able to have an alternate thing. It's like, oh, other teams do
Well,
it, and
Luke,
the argument now is that they don't care.
Let me summarize. Other teams paint them, but we
Right.
cannot.
yeah,
and
we
the story.
choose not to.
painting. Yeah,
Well, we cannot because we choose not to.
that is the answer.
I think the important
Very
distinction
happy.
is other teams can do it because they want to, and
But we
won't
cannot
because we don't want
because
to.
we don't want to. But I will say I'm glad that look, for whatever reason they're not doing it. Again, sorry to keep bringing this up, but it means no white tiger because if it's a white jersey but the orange hat, perfect, right? No white
Not
tiger. Yeah. Uh-oh. John just dropped.
We don't know if the rule's going to change or not. We just know that the rule's in place right now. That's why they're not doing it.
Right.
Oh.
Well, remember Antonio Brown looking
And
for
other
a jersey that
teams.
fits him. Yeah, he was looking for a helmet that fit him for like 6 months. So
Right.
yeah, you can't keep switching helmets. It's going to be a mess. Everybody's going to be an Antonio Brown. Yeah.
If there's anything that the NFL is famous for, it's caring about player safety.
Can I ask you guys an honest question? Do you ever get the feeling that no matter what the Bengals do, the non-Bengal world puts us down? Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, like I mean,
Yeah.
we come out with these new uniforms. Any other team would have come up with them, like whatever. It's like, oh, they look, these non-Bengals people, oh, they look the same. We want to
No,
get
the worst
Chase.
was they were
They're like, why would you want to get Chase? We want to do Burrow. Oh, what are you going to do with Burrow? You're not at the level where you deserve a guy like Burrow.
no,
It's
a lot
like,
of people
honestly,
we come out.
yeah, go ahead.
We come out with the new uniforms, and some fans are like making jokes about how, Burrow asked for a new line, and they say, "Oh, we got the new line of clothing, the new jerseys." Like, no, we did get Burrow a new line. It's the same line, but it's a new line because it's a new day.
You
because
are
we have
so
new
bad.
jerseys.
You are
We have
so
new
bad at
jerseys.
being positive.
I'm trying really hard. I'm trying
Yeah.
really
Good,
hard.
It's
good
very
vibes
passive
only, good
aggressive.
vibes
Are you?
only, guys?
It's very
Look,
passive
okay.
aggressive.
Hey,
We
we're
should
not
draft
done.
Joe
We
Burrow
have
at
the
5
draft.
again.
We have the draft coming up, and we have
Right.
all these picks we can use on offensive line. It's going to be new line, new jerseys, new day. Who day? I haven't said who day for a very long time. So that's probably a good place to stop.
Right.
Joe's
All right.
gonna die. It's gonna be so sad. Oh
It-
no!
By that,
but we're
but
gonna
listen,
look
Emily,
good doing it, guys.
listen,
You look good.
Emily
We're gonna
and
look
Elizabeth,
great.
please, Emily, Elizabeth, Mike, guys, what Luke meant is he's eventually going to die, not for football reasons. Okay,
Yeah.
for Luke,
And be
no,
reincarnated.
yeah. And John Sheeran and Dr. Hodgie, the Electric Emoji. I'm Dadio McDuke.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, turn on notifications, turn on the bell thing, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And leave comments
thumbs
if you like. That is all we have for this show. We'll see you next time. So long. Sweetie. Bye.
Bye. Yeah.